Welcome back to part 3, the final part of my SilkFlo series. For this part, I will show you all of its features. I've got a used test account here. This brings up some test data. So we have a menu on the side here with dashboard, and I can go to performance, which gives me a list of all of the submitted ideas. And also at the top, some summary pills, some of which are interactive. They actually lead you to other items in this menu here. So the charts are interactive. I can hover over a chart and actually see some details. So this is the development pipeline. So I've got the discovery stage, the build stage, and the deployment stage. Here we have development difficulty. So we've got 22 items which are quite easy to develop and 12 items which are moderate. There is another level here which is difficult, but the test data doesn't have difficult items. I can also click on them. Clicking on them will update the summary below. I can remove the filter. I can click on other ones, and so on and so forth. Let's remove the filters. So these are the automation ideas which have been submitted, and I can hover over each stage and actually see the pipeline process that they've gone through. Here is also a menu. So I click on the menu and I have Manage Stages. This brings up a modal dialog box, and I can then change the stage if I wanted to, but I won't at this point. The next item is View Details. This takes us to the details screen for that particular automation. So we have the About screen here. On the right hand side we have an automation matrix. We like to see a large green disk in the top right hand corner. This main section shows the answers filled in for the questionnaire for this particular automation. If I wish, I can edit this information. And so now we're in the edit screen and I can change any of the information in here. I'll click on cancel for that. The next in the list is the cost benefit analysis. So we have summary pills up here, and also we have information buttons here. So I can click on each one to tell me what that information actually means. We also have ease of implementation, the estimated and the actual. Because this hasn't been implemented, this is actually 0% at the moment. Also, the estimated breakdown gives you the running costs and then return on investment, and that's the pivot point there. There is also a Gantt chart. As with the previous tab, I can edit this information. I also developed this Gantt chart feature as well as I developed this date picker. So I can change any one of these values and it will update the Gantt chart. So this is additional information that you would put in to give you the cost benefit analysis results. Let's cancel that. Documentation feature coming soon. So I never got round to implementing that. Collaborators, you can add additional collaborators. I can click on Edit, Add Additional Collaborators. The next tab down is Explore. So this enables us to explore all of the ideas. So we have summary pages for all of the ideas here, and I can click on the details for any one of them, and that takes us back to the previous screen. I can also make them favorite and like ideas if I wish to. There's also a filter option here, so I can filter things by pipeline stage. So I can just say I'd like to see all deployed items. I can clear the list. I'd like to see all items from human resources, and I can clear the list, apply that. Next we have automations. Alright, so this is a list of automations which have actually been deployed. So these are all in production. Below that we have people. These would be the people within the organization. So because this is test data, I've only got a few people in here, but you'd expect to see loads and loads of people in here for an enterprise. Then we have workshop. So workshop gives me a list of all the automations in the development pipeline, or I can say all automations under review. There are no automations under review here. Then automations in the assess stage. So there they are there. And as you can see, I've got these summary pills as before. And then I have ease of implementation and easy to moderate, and there's also difficult as well. Then there's the automation matrix. So there's another ranking system here, and I can click on each one. They've all kind of clustered because, test data. Then I've got the decision level of the automation pipeline. Then build, and I have a different chart here, and I can click on these charts. They're all interactive. Notice there are still to-dos here because we never quite completed this application. And then we have automations which have been deployed. Next in the list, settings. So an administrator for the particular business would have access to settings, but I'm like an overall, signed in as an overall admin, so I have access to everything. So these are the account details for the person that's signed in. As an administrator, I can add more people if I want to, and I've also got platform set up, so I can add more business units, areas and sub areas. So you have this sort of setup. Applications, so these are the applications which have various licenses or applications which would be part of the automation process. Then we have the costs. So this is to do with robotic process automation. And we have 2 RPA solutions here, but over time you would add more RPA solutions. Because I'm a SilkFlo admin, I also have this SilkFlo tab here. So we have a prospects area, so people contact us, we could see the information coming up here. We also have our underlying settings. Yes, we have a practice password account, that's for this local host, so it wouldn't work on the live system. And then we have administration. This has all been generated by the MADEngine. Alright, what else have I got to show you? Yes, submit an idea. So a user would normally see this, and they have submit your first idea here to kind of prompt, encourage the user to do this. Or they can click on here, and a normal employee would only see employee ID, but a COE, which is Center of Excellence, would see this option as well. So I'll click on this one. This brings up a wizard. So we've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. I'm typing with one hand because I'm holding the mic, so bear with me. And I'm not going to be particularly imaginative, so it's just going to be test and test. And we choose our business units. You can recollect that. And we can go there, choose a sub-unit, click on next, and then we can simply select like a multiple choice, but we've tried to make it as fun as possible with this scrolling bar. So we'll make everything nice and green. Okay, and then what's your satisfaction with the current manual process? Now obviously we want people to not like the manual process, so it's more likely to be automated, so we can leave that there, but we can slide this along just as before. Click on that. It's always nice to have documentation when you're trying to automate something. And then you can assign a different owner, but we'll stick with Jimmy McGill. And also we can add collaborators, but we won't at this point. And it gives us a general score. Click on finish, and there you go. This is our first idea. And we can click on details, and it takes us to the screens that you've seen already. But note, a lot of the information is actually missing. We haven't assigned any of this stuff, no collaborators or anything like that. What we can do is we could edit this and then fill in more of the details. we won't do it at this point because we don't have time. Let's submit another idea, and this time we'll do it as a COE, a Center of Excellence. This time, actually I won't fill in the details, I'm just going to scroll down. This time we get all of the questions which are asked, and also we get little prompts which we can also click on. So not such an exciting interface. It has the same information as before, but it has more information. We can fill in more stuff basically. So we can have a look at the employee cost per year, how many hours, number of employees, and how frequently the process is carried out. So a COE would add this additional information to an idea submitted by a normal employee. Alright, that just about wraps it up for the demo of SilkFlo. You can find out more about the MadForge consultancy, the MADEngine and SilkFlo by clicking on these links. And one last thing, thank you for watching.